Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings in the Cabin, indeed. Wheeler and Lekter with you on your Thursday morning. Oh, the Thursday before a long weekend, even though the long weekend is until Monday. But it's just one of those things. It feels like a Thursday.
Well, that's a pretty standard long weekend, aside from Easter.
Oh, well, unless they start on Friday, right? The Good Friday weekend.
But most of them are Mondays, are they not?
I don't know. You know, if I were in charge of long weekends, there'd be one every weekend. 4-day work week. 4-day work week.
And then it would just be called a weekend.
Well, that's
not even long.
Well, it wouldn't be a long weekend. It'd just be the weekend. But I mean, the very idea of a weekend in and of itself is I don't know. It's odd because there's so many people now that don't work the standard 5-day, right? They don't work the Monday to Friday 9 to 5. The weekend was invented by, well, some say Henry Ford. Henry Ford was a big proponent of the weekend because he wanted people out driving his stuff.
Of course, yeah.
They had more time to drive.
Got to test that Model T.
That's right. But I mean, that's how that's the story. The story goes that way. It's labor unions. Henry Ford really championed it, so people could get out there and drive around more. So even the very idea of a weekend is driven by, the economy and sales.
So is this your campaign speech? Because if
this is my campaign speech, you're on board.
I'm on board.
40-hour work week, but compressed into 4 days.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go test drive those cars on the weekend.
Well, again, the idea of a 40-hour. You know what? We're getting a little deep here in the intro. Today's show brought to you by NAC. Executive Director of NAC, Marie Coderre, will be in a little while later to talk everything NAC, including Buskers in the Bush. That'll be fun.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
It's Teen Burger Thursdays, but you know who's not here to get us our teen burgers? AJ. AJ was here until 2 a.m. last night, updating all the computers because we realized that when we bought the computers recently, that we recently bought the computers, but we bought the computers and recently found out that they hadn't been updated in about 5 years.
Without knowing precisely what's going
on. Computers. They hadn't been updated in about 5 years, so he was here till 2 a.m., and we all know how long it takes to update these damn things.
I guess that's why they were such a bargain.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you don't own a laptop, do you?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay, so do you own a Windows laptop or a Mac?
Windows.
Okay. You've had that thing where you open it up, maybe you haven't opened up in a while, and you're like ready to, like, I just got to do this one thing, send an email, blah, 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it goes, please hold, Windows updating. And it takes like an hour and a half to do like OS updates. I don't like my Windows computer.
Mine is like 10-ish years old, coming up on that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it's basically a dinosaur.
Well, so if it was a Mac, it wouldn't even work.
I don't even know if it has support anymore by Windows.
Well, it may not have support, but you're at least able to update your programs. That's the one thing about Windows computers that are okay, is that you can update them probably longer than a Mac. Like Macs will eventually...
for the software that you're using.
Whatever.
There's nothing.
What do you need support for God's sake? Do
Everyone needs a little support, Jesse.
Yeah, I know. I understand. But what are you, not a man? You can't program your computer? I don't get it.
You got to update from within.
That's right.
That's,
internal updates. That's going to be funny, though, in like 50 years when robots are doing half our jobs and we all have to know how to code. That's going to be the thing. It's not going to be like, what, you can't chop wood, or you can't, change a tire or change the oil in your car. What are you, not a man? It's going to be like, what, you can't write 4 lines of code? Like, what are you?
Your robot could be doing all of that for you.
What are you, a baby?
Idiot.
What are you, a little wussy man? You can't even program your own computer?
It's 10 years old. It's not supported anymore.
This robot is dying. Got a little off track there. So AJ was here till 2, so we applaud him. The computers are running very smoothly this morning.
Yep.
And another shout out. Just AJ keeps this office humming pretty good. Keeps it clean.
He really does.
He's in here night and day.
I think he vacuumed last night.
I think he did too. It looks vacuumed.
No.
So I mean, Lord knows I'm not going to do it.
No.
I'm not going to vacuum.
No.
I do my 2 hours. I leave.
No. You create chaos.
That's
you
right.
Don't clean it up.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I am, well, not Ian Malcolm. He describes chaos.
Yes.
He kind of he tries to quantify
in
it.
love with chaos.
That's right. So
that's in theory.
What you're saying is Ian Malcolm is my lover. So good shout out to AJ. I mean, you could do a lot worse. You could do a lot worse.
I mean, you didn't mention Penny once till I just mentioned her just now. So I
Penny?
think he'd be okay with
What are you
it.
talking about?
AJ gets upset with all of the nice things that people say about Penny, because he feels like he's in direct competition with Penny.
I don't know why he feels that way.
I don't know either, but I mean, we have to acknowledge his feelings.
Do we?
Silly as they may be.
Well, see, that's where you and I differ. You see what I'm saying? Like, I am all for acknowledging feelings, listening, hearing, but if they're ridiculous, I need to hear you say that. Listen, I need to hear. I will listen to your feelings. I need to hear you say that. Listen, like if you preface it, they're ridiculous. I need to hear you preface it with, "Listen, I know this is irrational, and I feel stupid, but these are my feelings." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I get that. I feel stupid sometimes too about my feelings."
I'll cite a specific example.
Okay, good.
When we were doing the extreme duck racing day, filming all the duck races, of course, AJ was by default the athletic one in the vicinity.
Absolutely.
So he had to go into the water on not a particularly nice day either. It was
That's
not
right.
like it was hot out and everyone was dying to jump in and go for a swim. It was kind of a cold, slightly rainy day. He was tasked with jumping in and, of course, collecting all of the ducks. And it was 300 duck heats. So he was in there quite a bit. And there were several races. So he was in there repeatedly collecting ducks, throwing them back so that we could set up the next race. Penny jumped in, looked super adorable, saved one duck from getting away. And we erupted. We were like, oh,
Penny!
My God, Penny.
What a good dog.
You are the best. Not even dog. You're the best thing in this vicinity.
And AJ's over there just sopping wet with 300 ducks in a bag.
Yeah, just over here, 998 ducks and counting saved today. But Penny got one. Great. Yeah, and he sounded real bitter about it.
Well,
it's like, I mean, she looked a lot cuter than you did.
He absolutely cuter than AJ. And he has a very happy-go-lucky kind of light about him, but it can turn ugly.
It can. Without support.
Without support and without listening to his feelings. So anyway, 47th Street Festival's on this weekend. That's what we were originally going to talk about.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to give AJ a shout-out. We'll come back to it.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Now back to the thing we were going to talk about. The 47th Street Festival starts tomorrow. That's right. Still tickets available for some of these events. I believe the Saturday night East Coast Street Party, 7 to 10, sold out. I mean, it's impressive, obviously, because, it's a new event. But, 40 tickets, right? So, they can only have 40 people per thing. I'm not saying it's not impressive.
Whatever.
No, I'm not saying that's not what I'm saying. Sorry, I phrased that wrong. But it is sold out. But they are only allowing 40 people. This is a great, it's a fantastic event. A lot of great support for the arts in town. Obviously, there's going to be some great music. There's going to be live painting 4 to 6 on Saturday with Jen Walden and Terry Pamplin. Crafternoon, which I love. That tickles me very well. From 1 to 3. Crafternoon and Jewelry Workshop 1 to 3 on Sunday. Pardon me, Ashley Dawn, Sammy Blanco, AS. Are they going as?
DJ Puppy.
Well, no, but it's as by Ashley Dawn, Sammy Blanco, which is like their performance.
Oh.
That's what it's called.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm confused.
There you go. So 1 to 3, 4 to 6, afternoon paint party. I think people are just painting each other. And then Sunday night special from 7 to 10. So live music from 7 to 10 on 47th Street. Great events. But what we learned from Meredith McNulty and Events YK is that this is a great primer for festivals, smaller festivals.
Primer?
That's right, primer.
Wow.
That's right. For festivals moving forward, if we have to continue with the rules that are in place right now.
Yeah.
So we can still create things, we can still do things where we gather and have new events and still play by the rules.
Yeah.
Try to keep people safe.
Kind of nice. They've taken a lot on to make this happen.
That's
and
right.
Yeah, like you say, primer. I don't know if I like that word. Sounds too prim.
Primer.
Too prim and proper.
Prim and proper.
For me. But yeah, they've created a blueprint,
Okay.
if you will,
Fine.
for future events.
That's right.
That hopefully we don't need to follow for that long, but, for the foreseeable future, we will.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
that's the way it is.
We go, because we're tied so closely to Alberta, we go by what they're kind of doing. They're not doing great. Compared to the States, everyone's doing fantastic. But they're like mandatory masks. Edmonton, mandatory masks. Calgary.
Oh, is it mandatory now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. For any indoor event, any indoor anything, mandatory mask. And, of course, people are losing their minds because
of course,
can't be expected to put on a mask to keep people safe.
You're being repressed.
I have my rights and whatnot. So this is something that we may have to be dealing with for quite some time, which we've known for a while.
Yeah.
We're doing very well up here, but we still have to, it's still good to... So I remember when we first started putting on the masks,
yes.
right? And people were like, people are wearing masks in their cars. It's so silly and stupid. It's like, my response to that was like, might as well get used to it.
Yeah.
Might as well get used to having it on your face. And people will still complain that it's uncomfortable. It's not great. It's not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just that it's we're trying to keep people safe. That's all.
I mean, yeah, and I don't think anyone's arguing. No one that's in favor of masks is arguing that they are comfortable.
Oh, yeah, this is great. I love having this mask. But you try to make the best of it. So you get these design ones. You get ones that look cool. You try to make the best of a situation that is kind of pretty much out of our control.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what we should be doing. So what Mermaid and Moon and Event Rentals YK have done is created a festival in which they can stay within these guidelines and still have a gathering, still support the arts, have live music, which is the big one. Live music is the big one because that was the one that was going to be held out until phase 4. Right?
Yeah,
no indoor singing.
Yeah.
But if we could do stuff outside, now I don't know what that's going to look like come winter, but I mean, what would do, like a heated tent? I mean, but that would still be indoor, wouldn't it?
Man, I don't know what Patrick Jacobson sings like. I don't know if he sings particularly moistly.
He might.
I know Jimmy T's, he's pretty soft spoken.
Pretty soft spoken.
Pretty dry singer. Right. So I think you're safe there for the most part. But either way, 40 person capacity. So obviously there's going to be lots of space to be had. But I know Jimmy, man, he is jazzed.
Oh, absolutely. So
about
excited.
Playing. Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah, that poor guy,
just needs to play, man.
He's been cooped up for way too long.
He needs to do.
Yeah.
He needs to get out there and play. So their tickets still available for some of the events. Go to mermaidandmoon.com to purchase those tickets. Sunday night, still tickets left over for Sunday night. Remember, it's a long weekend. So it's not like you're staying up till 10 and then going to work the next day. You're staying up until 10 and then probably staying up longer. There you go.
Should be a lot of fun. I wish them all the best. I will not be here.
You'll not be here. No. You don't support local things.
I get out of the way.
You have a T-shirt that says that.
I don't support local things.
It says F local.
Oh, man.
Why do you wear that?
I should get that shirt made.
F local. We should have a cabin radio shirt that says F local.
Ironically.
Yeah, exactly. Detached irony is my favorite.
Yeah.
All right. It's 47th Street Festival starting tomorrow, going until the 2nd. So get your tickets at mermaidandmoon.com. A variety of workshops, art classes, performance, live music. Your first chance to see live music in quite some time. So head on out there, support the new festival. It promises to be a good time.
Cabin Radio's Morning Show Podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Joined by the lovely, the effervescent, the speedy Marie Coderre.
Yes,
Welcome.
PD.
Yes.
Be aware, I didn't get my coffee yet, and as I said, you guys are the only one to make me get up of my bed that early. So.
That early. Get over here quickly. Careful on the highway.
So yeah. How you find yourself very
sorry,
funny.
no, I won't say anything. Not a word. Not a word.
Yeah, be aware on the highway, guys.
You just got places to be.
Places to be quickly.
Short amount of time. It's fine.
Marie, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. Just like everybody else, NAC has tried to, has basically had to recalibrate and rethink how they do everything, with no live performances really being allowed indoors for the foreseeable future. Really, NAC has tried to come up with some different ways of entertaining us and bringing support to artists and having shows for artists to do. So, with that in mind, Buskers in the Bush starts this weekend Also this weekend, the Outdoor Series lands. So there's a couple of things going on this weekend via NAC. So the Outdoor Series is the Ever Late Show with Martin Rehack, and then Buskers in the Bush. Day 1 is on August 2nd, which is the Sunday. Right? Now there's 2 days of Buskers in the Bush, yes?
Yes. For the next 3 weekends, it's going to be very busy because, by the way, the Outdoor Series name, it doesn't reflect the quality of the act because the title is pretty boring and it's from me. I didn't have any
The Ever Late Show? That's nice. I like that.
Like, just let's call it like that.
The Ever Late Show. I thought that was funny.
The show are really awesome. And the Busker in the Bush, it was a team effort to find the name. And I like this one. But the Outdoor NAC series, like, we could have made an effort to make it a little bit more creative, but I didn't have any inspiration that day. But the shows... The lineup of artists is absolutely great. So basically, when the pandemic happened, I took a couple of weeks to really detach myself from this whole thing and watch what was going on with the performing arts world all across Canada, especially online. And I noticed pretty quickly that there was an overflow of live stream shows, like really done really quickly.
Yeah.
So, how could I say that in a respectful way?
Oh my goodness!
I mean, it doesn't have to be respectful.
Watching a musician squeeze in between his couch and his kitchen and his bathroom, playing violin or playing guitar or drums. After 10 minutes, it's kind of boring. So I had my glass of wine next to me to watch that. But after 10 minutes, I was like, okay, like we need to pause, world. And we need to think about how we're going to do that. So we pay we do justice to these talented artists because honestly, the quality of filming, the sound was crap.
Yes.
And there was 10,000 of them all of the sudden online. So no. I was like, I'm not going that route. So I took a couple of weeks and I partnered with WAMP. Those two guys, Davis Heslip and Jeremy Emerson, are quite... awesome. Yep. And we are working on 5 movies right now with them and everything that will be across the territory, like across the 5 regions with different artists. And everything that is live stream, recorded, everything like the Busker in the Bush, we're going to make a 10 minutes movie about the 3 dates, an overview of all the artists because it's 21 artists. Mm-hmm. So basically I wanted to find ways to present the artists in a way that it's meaningful for them and also that highlight their talent. Because, a dude playing a ukulele on his bed from my computer screen, like, please, no.
There's not enough wine in the world.
That's right.
Exactly. And other stuff.
You brought up a very good point. Is that like we got pretty saturated with Zoom calls and video conferencing and like live performances on the web, and while people were just trying to figure out how to get art out there and how to figure how to present it in a palatable way.
Right.
Exactly.
Seeing those performances like you were talking about, like eventually, like within a couple weeks, we're like, okay, that's kind of enough. I don't really, and it got to the point where like people who don't go out much would also not go to these concerts that were online as well, even though they just had to sit there. It was just like watching a screen of this is tough. Mm-hmm. So I mean that became part of it. But as people started to learn, like you're talking about, these productions, even in people's homes on an iPhone, have become a million times better over the last few months.
Exactly.
So I mean, people have been learning how to do this, and they've learned it very well and very quickly.
Yes, exactly, and it's good. And it's all new for all of us.
Of course.
We all need to be patient, but also we all need to take some kind of time to evaluate how we're gonna do it. And I'm sure I'm not the only dinosaur in this town and across Canada, and I still like to see live stuff, like real human.
Me.
Yeah,
by a lot.
I'm trying to really read and understand the millennials lately. Like,
you are a millennial.
I'm a xennial, and you are too.
I'm a zennial as well.
Xennial,
an elder different. Millennial or a zennial.
Yeah, but I'm really trying to read all the crowd, but I'm still a dinosaur, grew up with no computer, and I still like to have a human in front of me. So this summer, I said, we have 3 weeks of summer, so no. 2 months. And I wanted to plan stuff as soon as possible outside. And last year we did the Busker in the Bush as a fundraiser for first time. And since we have more trees and streets in Yellowknife, I wanted to present public arts in a very meaningful way. The artists are heavily influenced by their environment here. So instead of a street arts festival, it's a Busker in the Bush festival. Mm-hmm. So people probably create music when they are in the nature. It's really romantic. Maybe like they're going to paint in the bush. They will, so here people are really... they need to be in nature. So I think the Frame Lake Trail is a very good place for that. Since it's the pandemic, we don't encourage people having disabilities or immune system that is more fragile to come, because I think there will be a lot of people. But we have a COVID safety plan in place. It's something I had to learn over the last couple of weeks to submit safety plan. So there will be 2 entrances, one at the ledge, one near the hospital. There will be a table with a questionnaire. We invite people to wear masks when they walk to the station, not while they walk, but when they attend a show in the bush. If there are 10 people, wear your mask or try to be distant. There will be a volunteer at each station. So for each day, there will be 7 artists posted along the nature side of the trail. Okay. And it's a different, it's a diversity of artists, from different arts disciplines, from puppetry to music to storytelling to arts installations to comedy, name it, visual arts too. So it's going to be a different lineup of artists each time. So August 2nd, 9th, and 16th. And we have the outdoor NAC series at the Willedy First Nation, Yellowknife, Dene First Nation site near the Yellowknife River. People can still, I think, we open an additional 10 tickets, so 30 people will be in the audience, and the rest is the crew and the artists. So we are allowed to 50 people on the site, but it's going to be shown on Northwest LTV channel, WAMP social media, and NAC social media the same day at 7:30. So we start with Martin Riak and a lineup of awesome comedians. And also we will have, for the next show, it's going to be a kids show with BAM, with Murals, and Kilo November and Miranda Curry. And,
very nice.
And the last one is with Leila Gilde and Andrea Bedger.
Beautiful.
You got the whole crowd in there.
I mean, we didn't even have to ask anything.
Yeah.
This is the best part about Marie coming in, is that we're just so knack, and then just go.
Yeah, I've been pressing on their repeat button for quite a while now. Why are you doing this, and why?
Of course.
The theater is not open yet, if people ask. Yeah. But we are in discussion with because the movie theater can open, so why not NAC?
Because NAC crowds are rowdy. They start screaming and spitting at the stage,
hugging each other.
Exactly.
No, but I understand.
You guys.
even being able to open it a third capacity. Would be beneficial.
We're gonna start with 25 inside.
25 inside.
Outside, it's easier to get a bigger crowd, but as soon as it's inside, I saw a theater in Spain who put trees in between the seats. So I'm gonna put some pine trees here and some rocks. Because it's what we have in the north, so I'm gonna try to. No, I mean, I need to find a way to have socially distanced concept, a structure for the health authority to approve. But we might be able to have 25 people. But yet, since we are losing a lot of money this year, we have barely 0 general incomes and no sponsor and no ticket sale, name it. So it's we're in the range of 300,000 plus. So. We are, it's what I did over the last 2 or 3 months, gathering public funding as much as I can, and we're trying to reassess. So right now we are working on 5 films, and those things in August. Carmen Burden will present also a show on August 29th at NAC, live stream. Maybe 25 people will be allowed. We're waiting for an approval. But after that, I will reassess the budget and see what we can do. But I would love NAC to be used for rehearsal, creation work for artists, workshops. We will make something happen with a small crowd on stage for sure.
I gotta say, we all know that the arts community has been the one that's one of several that's been heavily affected by COVID-19. But despite all of the challenges, you being right in the middle of that, right in the center, it is inspiring to see how much work you have put into making something happen and making the best out of a bad situation. So well done.
Oh, thank you. But also I have to say it's a really great opportunity to partner, and the partnership with WAMP really helped me to keep going, because it's a whole new world for me to have everything recorded, live stream, film, even contract wise. I had to find a really good contract for licensing and recording. It's so different than what I do normally, and legally wise, I had to learn a lot of stuff, and WAMP has been really helpful. So I'm really thankful to work with these guys, and I think, to be honest with you, I don't think until there is a treatment in place, we will be able to fly artists from down south until 2022. So I think we're going to keep working with local artists 100%. But my goal is, it's good we saw local artists all summer long. We saw their material, but my goal after is to start commissioning new work. Yeah. So we don't see always the same material over and over, since we cannot fly people in. And so I will encourage artists with financial support to create new plays, new CDs or whatever. It's not clear in my mind yet, but definitely there will be a phase in the falls where we will have to move forwards to the next step with our local artists. Because I don't think we will work on films and those type of events again and again in a different way. But I think the Buskers in the Bush, it's an amazing way for community members to discover the talents, and it's very intimate too. It's a 15-minute set, and then they walk to the next station, and people pay really attention. From last year, what I noticed is that there's a really good communication between the artists and the hikers, and it's amazing. So I don't know, let's check with each other in the next couple of months. I plan 4 months at the time right now. I have no clue next. It's the way we have to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all your hard work, and to lay it all bare right here on the morning show. It's a great idea. Buskers in the Bush is a great idea, and 3 weeks of it, and just being able to having an outlet for these artists to be able to perform. I'm sure they're grateful for it, and the people that go to see it will be grateful for it too.
Yeah, and just to finish, some people ask me, how did you select the artists? You didn't send a call out. First, I didn't have time, but my main goal was, if you notice at the lineup, it's a lot of them are former mentees or actual mentees. Yeah. So my goal was to support the one who've been super affected by the pandemic. Yeah. And they need revenue, and also it's or export ready artists. So I really wanted to put a special focus on those one who've been very heavily affected by all those cancellations. A lot of artists were supposed to go down south to perform, and it's all has been canceled.
Of course. Yeah. Well, it's a fantastic lineup. So, I think everybody's going to be pretty pleased to be able to go out there and listen to some music, listen to some comedy, see some performances, and just see some arts for some great local artists. So thank you so much for putting it together. And
thank you to you guys.
And thank you to everybody for participating. It's going to be great this weekend and next weekend and the weekend after.
Yeah.
So go check it out. Go to knacknt.ca for information as well. You can find them on Facebook, on the Knack Facebook page. It's in the events page, Buskers in the Bush, the outdoor series, all of it going down, starting this weekend and going on for the next couple of weeks. Marie Coderre, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, gentlemen.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Welcoming in a new intern. Finally get to meet her.
It's been a long time coming.
Been a long time coming. She's been working for us for what, 6 weeks?
I think longer than that.
Longer than that?
Almost since the start of COVID.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And now she's here. Yeah. So welcome to Megan Brackenberry. Thank you for coming by and saying hello. You've been doing such great work for us, so welcome to the team. Also, a big shout out to Sarah Sibley for doing the news this morning. Mm-hmm. Well done. We've got such a talented crew here.
Be killing it this morning.
Yeah, well, our newsroom is kind of killing it with their sensationalist journalism. They are threatening to take down the very fabric of our small town.
Sorry, no, sensational, not sensationalist.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Sensational.
they're doing a great job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they're threatening to
Destroy our social fabric.
Oh, there it is. Perfect. Oh, God. It's about time.
That's what we're training them for, after all.
The future is young. You know, these people are our future.
The future, I guess, is always young.
Well, yeah, it is.
In theory.
The future is young and female.
Yeah.
It is.
Let's get into this.
All right. If we're gonna, we're gonna pull apart. We're gonna pull apart a lot of theory today. I had nowhere to go with that. Just wanted to welcome them. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna finish up with a little shout out to Dustin Milligan as well.
Ah.
Yellowknifer, star of Schitt's Creek. Fantastic show. If you haven't watched Schitt's Creek yet, get on it. It's on Netflix. It is fantastic. It's legitimately one of the best comedies ever made.
Yeah.
And he was a big part of it. And is obviously probably the most famous Yellowknifer ever.
You think so?
Other than like Margot Kidder.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she probably would be.
I mean, she's well up there. I mean, she was Lois Lane in the first Superman movie, which is a classic.
Right.
But Dustin's been working consistently since 2004, since he left to go to Vancouver, and has been doing incredible work. And for his birthday, on his Twitter, for his 35th birthday, he asked for money. Apparently, he's up against it. No. He was asking for money, but technically he wanted you to give money to some organizations here in Yellowknife to help some people out that really need it. He highlighted the Rainbow Coalition of Yellowknife, the Arctic Indigenous Wellness Foundation, and the Yellowknife Women's Center. So they started seeing donations from the U.S. because obviously he's got a lot of fans in the U.S.
Right.
And somebody posted on, I can't remember which organization posted about it. Pardon me, sorry for that. That posted that we started getting a bunch of donations from in the U.S. and we had no idea what was going on. And then they found out that Dustin did this. A fantastic thing. Use your powers for good, not evil.
Yeah. It was the Yellowknife Women's Society who, started receiving donations. I mean, they might have all been receiving donations from the U.S., which is awesome. And I mean, when you post a video like that, Dustin with his sexy quarantine beard,
No doubt.
how do you not just donate without thinking twice?
That's right.
So well done.
Well
Using
done,
all
Beardo.
of those powers for good. I don't know if you saw this, but Anusa, friend of the cabin,
Yes.
a frequent volunteer here at Cabin Radio, she posted about it, saying, "Whoa, I'm already a fan of Dustin Milligan, but after the Celebrity Drag Race episode, and now this, I guess I stan." I wasn't cool enough to know what that means.
I have no idea what that means.
You didn't know what that means
I didn't know what it
either?
means. She explained it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But now you're not Stan, you're a Stan, right? Because it's like
Well,
Stan
I don't know how
from
the kids say it,
Eminem. Is that what it is?
but she stan.
It's a reference to the fan Stan
Maybe
from
it's
Eminem.
maybe it's a verb.
Is that what
more
it is?
so than a noun?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But that's what it's in reference to, right?
Yes.
She's Devon Sawa, feverishly writing letters
That's
to
right.
Eminem.
Yes,
But she's that for Dustin Milligan.
she's crazy.
She's crazy
about it.
She's going to lock a loved one in a trunk and send off a tape to Dustin Milligan and be like, oh, how am I supposed to send this out?
Just end the song really awkwardly.
End the song awkwardly.
Thanks, Anusa.
That's right.
So she gave me a quick little education on pop culture in that one.
And you know what?
I thought she forgot
Yeah.
to finish the sentence, and I stand something.
Yeah.
I stand
Yeah.
impressed.
And
I
now
stand corrected.
And now I stand. Well, that's what you know what? That's exactly what I saw. And I was like, oh, is there more? Like, well, I liked him in this and I liked him in this. And now I stand corrected because then I was like, are you against this? Because I thought it was going to continue.
Yeah.
But no, she stan. And it wasn't capitalized. So it
was not, yes.
Right? So it's,
Yeah.
she stan, but she's like the mentally ill fan of Dustin Milligan. Is that what it is, I guess?
The kids don't capitalize.
The kids
things
don't
either
capitalize
these days.
things.
Yes, yeah. But it may lead to a new segment here on Cabin Radio called Pop Culture Lessons with Anusa.
I love it.
Which I think we could all get behind.
I think so.
Could probably use that.
Call her once a week and do a pop culture lesson?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What else are we not up to speed on?
Probably a lot of things.
Probably a lot.
It bangs, it slaps.
Yeah, we don't have Wixie here anymore.
That's
we're at least a year out of the loop.
She was our tie to the youngins.
Resident young person.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got a couple young people here, though.
We do. Yeah.
But are they cool?
I don't know. I don't know if we know Sarah and Megan well enough
To determine whether they're cool?
Yeah.
I mean, they seem nice.
Maybe next week we'll look into that.
Get 'em
we'll
in
find
here
out
and see
how
what's-
cool Megan and Sarah are.
And then we could compare pop culture references. Like, we can compare what we talked like back in the day to what they talk like now.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's do that.
Okay.
Next week. All right. So that's it. We're done. Go see the story at cabinradio.ca about Dustin, and you can follow up and do some donating, if you like, to the Yellowknife Women's Center, the Rainbow Coalition of Yellowknife, and the Arctic Indigenous Wellness Foundation. Pardon me. Emily Blake has that story for you at cabinradio.ca. That's where you can listen to the live stream. I don't know why I advertised the live stream, because you're already listening. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.